Hi everybody, me again. This is going to probably be a short video. I already made a video about my favorite movies of the year. There was about a dozen titles on there. I may or may not make a video about my top video games of the year. I think I've already talked about most of them, so I have to assess how worthwhile that is. But today, right now, I just wanted to quickly talk about my 5 favorite things of 2023. Now, this is like media consumption stuff, obviously finding a job and being healthy and being with my family. Those were the best things of 2023. But these are recommendations of things that I enjoyed that I just want to give a quick shout to. And then, you can tell me about some of your favorite stuff of the year. So in my list of favorite movies of the year, I mentioned that I was going to see Poor Things. I imagined it would have been on that list. And now I have seen Poor Things. And indeed, Poor Things ought to have been on that list. It might be my favorite movie of the year, tied maybe with The Holdovers. But Poor Things is Emma Stone's new film, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. And it delivered what I hoped it would, and maybe a little bit more. It's perverse and twisted and entertaining and weird and funny, but it also ends up being about things that I didn't expect. I don't want to spoil it, and I'm not going to give a full review. But the premise of the movie is that Willem Dafoe is a kind of a Frankenstein type of a mad doctor, and he has reanimated a woman. But the twist is that she has the mind of a baby. Now that might be a spoiler. We find that out pretty early in the movie, but that's what's going on with that character. And for the first half hour or so, it's just kind of a perverse comedy about that weird premise. But as her mind catches up with her body, the movie, she ventures out into the world, and the movie becomes about more things. And it's always entertaining. It's always bonkers and crazy and entertaining. But to me, it ended up saying some things that I can't really get into without spoiling what happens in the movie. So needless to say, Poor Things, it's very weird, very demented, very R-rated, so your mileage may vary, but I found it to be excellent and exciting. Here's something interesting. I'm going to talk about the work of another artist. On Instagram this year, one of my very favorite things was an artist named Adam Murphy and his Tintin mashups. Adam Murphy draws, he's a character designer, and he draws cartoon characters in a very distinctive style, and he'll draw things from movies in like a style, an animation-y type style, of which I am extremely jealous. A lot of times what I have in my head is more similar to what Adam Murphy accomplishes than what I do. That's fine. I've got my thing that I do, and other people have theirs. I'm not complaining about it, but I just am in love with the guy's art. And then this year he started doing something very specific, and he started to draw in the style of the Tintin comics and mash up things like Indiana Jones and the Rocketeer and other fun things with Tintin. And boy, this, you got to go check it out. It's on Instagram. He's Adam Murphy Art, I believe, is his handle. And flip back through his feed. I don't know why I'm giving up the ghost here. You're not going to want to follow me anymore. You're going to just be like, oh, this is the good art. I found it. But that delighted me this year to no end. Back to things which might be an acquired taste. I really enjoyed the Sloppy Boys album, Sonic Ranch. The Sloppy Boys is a band made up of comedians. They were formerly in a sketch group called the Birthday Boys. Their names are Mike Hanford, Tim Kalpakis, and Jefferson Dutton. You may remember they had a TV show as the Birthday Boys on IFC. They were also, all of them in some way or another, involved with the Comedy Bang Bang TV show as writers and performers. They have a podcast called The Sloppy Boys where they talk about cocktails and drinks and pop culture and stuff. But they also are a band, and they kind of straddle that line between comedy band, novelty band, and real band. I feel like as a band of comedians, they've kind of like evolved into something. I've always been a fan. I've always enjoyed their music and found it amusing. But I feel like they leveled up this year, and they made like a really amazing record that really is a lot of fun, extremely goofy. But the thing I like best about it is the way that the personalities of the dudes in the band, like, they get moments to shine on the album, and there's songs that are about each of them that are very silly and stupid and a whole lot of fun. So Sonic Ranch by the Sloppy Boys. It's not for everybody, but it's for me. I love it. Super Mario Brothers Wonder is the new 2D platformer Mario Brothers game that came out this year, just a month or so ago. And I don't need to probably spend a lot of time singing the praises of this game. It's very, very popular. Everyone's talking about how this is the injection of creativity and excitement and newness that this series needed. But yes, I believe I've already talked about this in another video anyway. But Super Mario Brothers Wonder, I'm still playing it. I've 100%ed the thing. I've accomplished everything in it, but I'm going back in and having fun because it's just it's unbelievable how many levels there are. Every one of them introduces some new crazy mechanic or twist or something or other. So I love video games. I've made other videos talking about how and why, but this is an example of a game that I will just go back to forever. It's amazing. It's fun. It's unexpected while carrying on a tradition, and I really enjoyed it. The fifth thing that I really enjoyed in 2023 that I want to impart to you is something that I don't know if enough people know about. I don't know how this hit culturally, but Walt Disney Studios Animation put out a short this year for its 100th. It feels like it's been their 100th anniversary for a few years now, but I guess this is it this year. And they put out a short called Once Upon a Studio, and this is a kind of a mashup celebration Disney short. It feels like it should have been released theatrically with Wish, but for some reason it was not. But Wish being that 100th anniversary feature filled with Easter eggs and stuff, that would have been perfectly matched with this movie. I don't know why they didn't. It's on Disney Plus. It might be here on YouTube somewhere, but it's a short 6 or 8 minutes or something like that, and it's just about the characters of the entire library of Disney animation kind of getting together to take a group picture, and there's just these weird interactions between characters from all eras of Disney animation, and it's a lot of fun. It was worked on by some of the great Disney animators. I believe Mark Henn was involved, and Eric Goldberg, and maybe more. I don't have a full roster in front of me, but it's really, really, really fun stuff. If you like Disney animation, it was cool to see it, and I wish that it was. I wish that it got more, saturation or exposure. I wish people knew about it. Maybe they do. I felt like because I'm plugged into a lot of animation blogs and stuff like that, I knew about it a while ago. But I felt like when it actually came out, it was very hard to run into it. So I don't know what happened. So that's just a few things that I really enjoyed this year. There's more, but that's plenty. Why don't you tell me what things you enjoyed this year? And I will probably check in with you a couple more times before this year is out. But I just thank you so much for your support, whether you just watch me on YouTube or whether you come to Patreon and support me there. I'm appreciative of everyone who's kept me making dumb videos for a very long time now. And here's to more silliness in the new year. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.